harnesses out of the engine bay. That was fun, getting in underneath the dash and digging all of the connectors off of the fuse boxes. A lot of stuff there. I'm gonna work on getting some of that stuff eliminated. There's a few things in there that I no longer need, and there's also a few things that I can utilize to drive power to certain things like coils. Wow, so look at this. That is just the first couple coats of primer, and it looks amazing already compared to what it was. It was just all dingy yellow, old, crusty. It's not perfect. This is not a professional. I'm literally shooting this in my tiny garage with spray cans, so it's not professional. It ain't gonna look amazing. It'll look amazing compared to what it did look like, but this is not gonna look like a professional job. It will look good though. It'll look good. I had pretty good luck painting the engine cover with the same paint that I'm going to use on this, and it came out really well, so I have a lot of high hopes for this turning out really well too. So hopefully in the next day or so I will shoot the pearl coat, and maybe a day or two after that I'll shoot the clear coat, and this will look so much better than it did right now. Spicy. It's really cold outside right now. Got the little propane heater running. Anyway, this is the body harness. Looks like an absolute disaster, but I promise there's a method to my madness. You got to realize that this car came with a lot of safety features and cruise control and an automatic transmission and ABS and all kinds of stuff that I am no longer using because it's a race car. No, I'm just kidding. Because I'm just not going to use all that stuff anymore. Especially when you go with the standalone, you lose a lot of that functionality anyway. So there were a whole bunch of connectors over here that did a lot of things that are no longer needed, and I have brought those up, and I'm going to start tying those off, or I have tied them off. I'm going to start snipping them off, and then I'm thinking I may depin them over here, or I'll just cap them off so they can't short out or touch each other. And then this would be the harness that runs behind the engine over to the other side of the car. So I'm trying to figure out which wires came from over here that ran all the way to there, and then I'm going to separate all those, get rid of all those. And then I got a couple wires that were on this side of the car, like that one there, starter solenoid wire. I'm gonna get that moved to, I don't know, right about here. Somewhere closer to where the starter actually is located in the car. Or no, that would be over here, actually. So, we get this completed, and I had a few mishaps with the paint on the engine bay. That's fantastic, love that. But otherwise, it came out pretty good. I got a few spots to clean up, and then we'll start putting some stuff back in here. I'll get the overspray cleaned off of the subframe and the rack, and then hopefully the engine will be in here pretty soon. Yep. Harness is back in the car, sort of. I still got some stuff to wrap over here, and just a few more things in the headlight to wrap here, and then I'm going to wire just a single 4-pin relay here. This is just for the dimmer, so to switch from your high beam and your low beam. Out of that whole box that used to sit here, I'm not using any of the relays in there anymore other than this one. So I'll just get rid of the box. I'll put a nice little relay here, and we'll call it a day. I'm also running the power steering lines, getting those prepped. Got the Chase based power steering kit here. That will be a huge improvement. So no more leaky power steering lines. And then I'm also saving some of these. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna tuck the brake line up in there, because there's a brake line that runs over here. And then, runs over here. And then up there, then to the master cylinder. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna tuck that in with this and these little zip ties. These are really handy. I was looking everywhere for these and finally found some. They snap right into the OEM little round oval holes. And then they just zip tie down. Zip ties your harness down. Nice and tidy. The harness has been reduced in size by at least half. This thing had a much larger loom on it before. Basically, the harness up here now just runs the lights because this car came with a lot of comforts and safety features and yada yada yada. And that's all gone now. So the harness is much smaller too. The last thing I need to figure out is to tap or figure out where I'm going to put in the integration connector from the ECU harness, the engine harness to the body harness, or at least to get power. So that is probably next on my agenda after I get some of this headlight stuff wired up, and then also get these headlights polished up and looking nice too. We're getting close. I promise you're gonna go in soon. Matter of fact, when you guys see this next one, you'll probably see it in there, I hope. That's right. It's in. It's finally in. After all this time, finally in the car. We managed to slam this thing in a few short minutes right before a rainstorm came, so that was pretty awesome. And I also put on some titanium exhaust manifold studs, and they look really good. They're purple, which is going to be the accent color that I go with on this. I've got some titanium purple coil cover bolts coming and some purple valve cover bolts as well. And then I've also got the purple injector hats on my intake manifold. So it's in. So what next? I just got the transmission mount put in, and tomorrow I'm going to work on putting just a few more things together in the engine bay here. I'm going to try to tie some of these lines up, get the clutch master connected, get the fuel lines, I don't know if I'm going to connect them yet or not, but get them up out of the way, get the power steering connected, and the next step will be to wire the car. I've also got some interior pieces to put back together. Obviously, center console, shifter base, shifter, all that good stuff. And then over there, I think I'm gonna put the ECU over there where the old factory amplifier went. It's not used anymore. It got bypassed before I even bought the car, so it's gone. I took it out of there, hoping I could put the ECU over there. And then I've got just a bunch of wiring to do under the dash for random things. Trying to hook up or tap into the spot where the backup lights activate off of the harness from the transmission and all that stuff, which is all this right here. Speed sensor signals as well. Those will go to the ECU. That's it. I mean, I feel like we're gaining, you know, making good progress. It's unbelievable how different this looks now. Like this, I mean, I'm not going for show quality, but this is really good. I really am happy with the way things are turning out and the way things look so much nicer. And, you know, and a lot of, I got rid of a lot of the clutter in here too. So like it's way less cluttered in this engine bay. It'll make everything easier to work on and maintain. So those are all plus. My random parts storage areas are starting to finally get cleaned up. My shelves with all the random parts are starting to be less and less of them, which is great. So I think that's going to do it for this video, because we've got a lot of very important work to still do before this runs, but we're getting close. We're very, very close. I'd like to do one more video in this car, or at least for this little winter project, before it's completely all finished up. And I'm hoping that the car is actually running by the next time we give you another update. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this journey so far, and stick around because there's more to come. See you guys in the next one. Later.